Hello everyone, this is Jake, and today we're going to be going through my custom build on PC Build Simulator. Now this is going to reflect the computer I personally want in life, so I hope you enjoy this twisting road of continuity errors and overall good times. Enjoy! Alright, and welcome back everybody to PC Build Simulator. Now, as promised, I am going to go ahead and I am going to build what is my personal dream computer and something I would actually really like to upgrade to in the future if possible. I'm going to go through and talk about why I chose what I chose, as well as like the methodology behind putting in each piece. So this can kind of be used as like a virtual how to build a computer. As always, make sure to do your research beforehand. Keep yourself safe. Make sure that you know, if you don't feel comfortable not building a computer, that's fine. Find someone to build it for you. You probably have a friend who would. So, we're going to start by going ahead and disassembling the computer case here, which might actually be really easy. Now, I went with the Corsair 1000D. This is a super tower case. As you can see, it's gigantic. And I wanted that because I wanted to be able to, you know, have enough room for doing the things I want to do. Part of what I want to do here is I want to do some custom water cooling. Now, in real life, my computer probably won't be custom water cooled, and that's going to mostly be because I don't need to. Like, I'm not doing the level of overclocking that would be necessary to custom water cool, so, like, whatever. So, in real life, what you would do first is you wouldn't install anything into the computer. You would start off by using, like, building the motherboard up with like the RAM and the CPU outside of the case before putting that all in. However, because this is a game, we don't necessarily have that option, so I'm going to go ahead and we're going to install our motherboard. I personally am going to be going with the MSI MEG X570 Godlike. Now, the reason why is because it's pretty much the most overbuilt motherboard in the entire game. And it's representative of the motherboard I would like to get. This one uses the AM4 slot, so we're going to be running an AMD system. Big surprise to probably nobody, AMD is currently running away with the CPU game. As far as like performance per dollar and just raw brute power. Oof, AMD is some good stuff right now. And this motherboard will allow us to take care of or take use of PCI Gen 4. So we're going to go ahead and install this. Now, since this is a full motherboard, it is going to take 9 screws, which means we do need to install the 9 standoffs. And you can see here that it has 4 RAM slots, which is fine because we're going to be populating it with 4 sticks of 8GB RAM. I think it's 8GB sticks, yeah, because we're using a really high frequency RAM. So we're going to go ahead and open up our CPU handle. We're also going to be doing M.2 storage, so we're going to be using a PCI Gen 4 M.2 up here. So, but before we get to that, let's go ahead and get to that CPU. Now, as I said, we are using Ryzen, so that's right, we're using the 5950X. Now, this is the top-of-the-line, newest AMD Ryzen chip. It is a 16-core processor, and it runs so good. Oh, it's so good. It's wonderful. Now, when you're talking about Ryzen chipsets, you're going to need to be talking about high-speed memory. Really high speed. Highest speed you can get is the best. Now, I have here... Oh, it took me off. There we go. These are 8GB sticks of 4700 megahertz RAM. That is basically the bleeding edge of speed. So we're going to go ahead and populate these RAM slots here. Gotta open the chips. Oh, do I have to go back in and do it every time? Okay. I guess I will then. Yeah, and it's not only that, it's got RGB on it. It's an extra like 30 frames per stick right there. Now, something I would like is if this had a little bit better VRM cooling. You can see these VRMs here, which are it essentially gives power to the CPU. Really, really solid, but I'm not entirely sure I like the cooling, because you got the big cooling fans here for other stuff, but I don't think it's on that. It could just be an artifact of the game, though. I haven't seen this motherboard in real life. So, but speaking of cooling, the down here you can actually see that the chipset of the board itself, that's the board's controller, as you would, actually has its own fan and cooling system, because this is a top-of-the-line motherboard. It's so cool. So now I think I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to open this drive bay, and we're going to go ahead and install our solid states. Oh, man, are you kidding me? So here's a problem with the game. I want to use this 1 terabyte, because a terabyte is plenty of space for your main drive. I mean, you could do 2 terabyte, but there's a big cost difference between the two we don't see. I want to use this PCIe Gen 4, but it has its own custom heatsink, right? Well, the game acts as this as a drive bay and not something like the case part here. So I can't add the solid state drive I want because the game isn't letting me, which is bloody annoying is what that is. Because these are going to be the only PCIe Gen 4 SSDs on this list, which is a damn shame. Because you can see the differences here between like a high-end Gen 3. I think these are Gen 3. No, those probably are Gen 4 too, but again, heatsink problems. Between 48 and like the highest end Gen 3, which is 28. So I'm just going to go with a Kingston because it's fine. Doesn't have any problems with it. It's just not PCIe Gen 4 like I was looking for. Okay. So now that we've got RAM, CPU, and that installed, the only thing we really have left to do is put in our graphics card. And if you thought for a second I was going to do anything other than a 3090, well, you don't know me very well. Now this is the top-of-the-line newest card, the one that is the biggest, most giantest thing I've ever seen ever. Anyway, yeah, so we've got that. And, of course, I went ahead and figured out that we should be using the HX 1000. That's a 1,000-watt power supply, and that is because the 3090 can power spike real hard. Like, real hard, if you're not careful. Now, this is a pretty dark build. In real life, this is probably what my system's going to look like. I do enjoy a monochrome color scheme, where, say, the case would be white and most of the parts would be white, but then there would be black highlights across the case and build itself. As such, I think we're probably just going to use like black cables. If I happen to see like some, are there any like? Oh, we got different colors. Maybe I'll throw some orange or red in here. Oh, apologies for the cat. He decided to come say hello. Hello, Obi-Wan. Yeah, do you want to say hi to YouTube? Oh, how very interesting. Come here. Oh, little buddy. Do you want to watch me build a computer? No? You're just going to stand there looking at my keyboard? Okay, well, you can sit there if you'd like. So now that we continue with a cat joining us, he's going to pipe up for a while. Looking at ribbon, black striped. You know, let's go ahead and go with the braided orange. Why not? Oh, I immediately regret my decision. But we're sticking with it. Okay. So, that's... Okay, so what I've done here is I've just installed the CPU water block, and so we're going to have to continue doing our custom water cooling here. Now this is another place where we can add a little bit of color to the build, if we'd like. We're going to want to do EKWB, because it's the brand we're currently using here. I'm thinking that we're going to do...
Come along, children. Now we're going to have a little music, like old times.
Short and can't be bought by the likes of me. I heard that it won't be long until we're gone like dew in the morning. Stop the clocks, pull up your socks, go find a fountain and wash it off. Go find a fountain and wash it off. Go find a fountain and wash it off.
Look at that system run. Oh. Baby. Gives me chills. So I think we're going to call the video here. I hope you guys enjoyed watching me build my dream PC, as it were. Hope you guys kind of like the color scheme. I like the black, the orange, and the white. It's a nice color scheme. And until next time, have a great day. Toodles!